Backyard.
That's what
AC for servings of all barbecue. This is live.
It's unbelievable. Golden, brown, and delicious. That's what we all call you.
So I'm intimidated by collard greens because I always hear that they take forever to cook. Is that the truth?
That's a myth.
Is it?
So it's funny. I used to think the same thing because growing up in a black household, you wake up in the morning by 9:30, 10 o'clock, and your grandmother put the collard greens on at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, and they don't come out till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening. So we always had this huge misconception that they took all day too. Same thing with a lot of vegetables, man. Growing up, I don't know what it was about old school soul food cooking. Every damn thing had to cook all day long. Squash, 5, 6, 7 hours. I hated squash because it was always mushy and terrible, dude. So when I got older, that's what I thought you had to do. And then I went to culinary school and I started hanging around some other chefs and I learned how to actually cook these vegetables the correct way. Doesn't take long at all. My collard greens normally go in the pot about 9:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock they done.
So we're gonna make some collard greens and we're not gonna be scared.
Nope, not gonna be scared. Nothing to be afraid of. What we have here is some chopped collards. They're already washed. Now you can chop your collards, or a lot of people don't like the stems, which you can see here. So they'll actually pick the greens, which is, my grandmother saw this, I might get in trouble. When I was a kid, we used to have to pick greens. So, you know, if you know anything about a collard green, it's a huge leaf and then the stem runs up the middle. So when I was a kid, it was my job to peel the leaf off of the stem, discard the stem, and then chop the leaf. But nowadays, people eat the stem, and the stem is not bad.
It breaks down a little bit.
Yeah, it breaks down, it gets a little soft, it gives it a little more texture to the green, so I leave it in there. So we've got chopped and washed collard greens. The key to any collard green, or to any greens period, if the mustard or turnip, is just smoked meat. So we use, I got a little more health conscious. I had some health issues, a lot of people probably know, and I've lost now 86 pounds. So when I did that, I changed a lot of stuff. So I used to use pork, ham hock, and any kind of fat pork, but we don't do that anymore. So what we have here is smoked turkey. And what we do is we smoke turkey legs, and then once they get super tender, we peel it off the bone, and this is what we use in our vegetables here. So we don't use any pork in our vegetables, so we use smoked turkey in everything here.
Do you still do your turkey legs?
We do turkey only on Tuesdays.
Stuff, right?
Yep, stuff. We get them loaded here on Tuesdays. So with the greens, first thing you want to do is we've got some white onion. So I got sugar all on the bottom of my deli cup. But anyway, you get your hot pot, and then you would put your vegetable oil, and then you come in with your white onion. We're just gonna talk through this because I'm gonna show you guys the finished product at the end. But you start with your white onion, and I'll send Joe the recipe for these, and he'll post it, so you'll have the recipe. So you start with your white onion, or yellow onion, and then green chilies.
Oh, you use green chilies?
Yep, you can use fresh bell pepper, or in my case, I use these canned diced green chilies.
They smell good.
So we go with those right after the onion. And then you've got your garlic, minced garlic. We'll go in right after that.
So I just want to start back again. Got some oil, get it hot. Just medium hot because you don't want anything burning right.
Yep, medium heat.
You're gonna sweat it.
Yep.
Onions, green chilies, the garlic, and just building it up.
Building it up. You can add, it's optional, a little bit of crushed red pepper. Sometimes I do. Add a little bit of crushed red pepper, so you want to get that going. Once that's all sweated, you're going to add your water, your liquid. So we'll go in with water, and then on top of that water, you're going to add chicken base. I didn't bring that out because we're just showing you guys right now.
Like the bouillon
you can use bouillon, or I use paste, actual chicken paste. And like I said, I'll have all of that in the recipe. So we go with the water next, and then we go with the chicken base, and then after that, we're going to go in with our spices. So we use lemon pepper, then we're going Cajun seasoning, garlic salt. This is Lawry's coarse ground garlic salt, the one with the parsley, black pepper, kosher salt, white sugar. Goes in the pot next. After that, apple cider vinegar. Let that all come to a boil, and then next thing, your collard greens. So that concoction that we just made with all of your veg sweated down, your spices, the chicken broth, the vinegar, that's called a Potlicker. If you don't have the Potlicker right, the greens ain't gonna be right. So you wanna taste that Potlicker before you add your greens, make sure it's good and seasoned, because after you put the greens in, there's no turning back. So get your spoon, taste that pot liquor. If it's seasoned to just the way you like it, then we go in the pot with the greens. Right on top of that pot liquor.
And let me always, and when you think you have enough greens, you probably need more greens.
Yep,
right?
because they will definitely cook down. That not as bad as spinach, but almost. About half as bad as spinach. So like 2.5, if this was 2.5 pounds of greens, of course you would have to stuff them in this pot. And once you got through it, probably yield half a pot. So that give you a little.
How long they go for?
We'll bring that pot liquor to a boil with the greens in, which it already should have been a boil, but we'll recover once it comes back to a boil, put it to a medium heat, put the top on it, let them go. 1.5 hours, 2 hours. Once you taste them and they're soft but still have a little texture, that's the thing about greens. A lot of people overcook them to where they're mush. You don't want mush, you want a little texture, a little bite to them. And once you taste them and they're tender, but they got a little bit of bite to them, they're done. 1.5 hours, 2 hours tops.
Then at the very end, you just throw a little bit of this on top?
Yeah, that was actually, I forgot to tell you guys, this was actually mixed in with my Cajun seasoning. So of course, the Smoke-A-Holics barbecue rub. And we use this in a lot of stuff. This is also in my beans because it's brown sugar, it's salt, it's onion powder, it's garlic powder, it's paprika. I mean, you can use this pretty much on anything. I don't use it on beef because it's sweet, but anything pork, beans, collard greens, because you're gonna put sugar in the greens in it anyway. So anything that you want sweet and savory, this stuff is perfect for.
Awesome. So you're gonna go steal some from inside for me to try, right?
Yep. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna grab some that are already ready. I'll bring them back and show you what you look for. Joe will describe the taste and the texture, and then you tell us what you think.
Let's go.
I can already smell it. This is love. Yes, sir.
So
As is everything we do here.
let me ask you a question because I'm starting to think about this, but I think your sides may be some of the most underrated sides in barbecue games. Like, what's all the sides you got?
I'd have to agree. We've got a lot of sides. So I got collard greens. I got Cajun cream corn. We've got my barbecue dirty rice.
You got that today?
Yes, barbecue dirty
missed
rice.
that too.
Barbecue dirty rice. We've got, of course, my beans. And my beans are a little different than most people's beans because, once again, my background, we always cook ground beef in our beans. So my baked beans have ground beef and bacon. And I'm sure you've seen that recipe before. A lot of brown sugar, mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce. And then we've got the collard greens. I do candy yams from time to time. Also, my smoked mac and cheese. So we smoke our mac and cheese actually goes on a smoker instead of the oven. It's smoked. Trying to see what am I forgetting. I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, my pasta salad is super slept on. You gotta try that. My pasta salad is super slept on. Definitely gotta try that. But yeah, man, that's it.
So this has been cruising for 2 hours. But the good thing is, like, they can hold all day, right? Because you said they can just leave them in the oven on low or in the.
They can stay in the oven on low. They can stay on the stove top. Either way, you can even put the top on these and leave them on the stove top and turn up. Shit, it take 3 hours for them to cool down. But yeah, so these are the finished product. These are the Southern collard greens, Smoke-A-Holics style. I'm gonna plate some up, and then I'm gonna let Joe see what they're talking about.
Do people ever ask, can you throw some brisket on top or some sausage on top?
No, they pretty much eat these just the way they come. I'm gonna tilt this a little bit so I can get you a little bit of that pot liquor that I was talking about.
Like, you don't understand how incredible this smells. You got your cornbread? Do people dip their cornbread in?
Cornbread.
You gotta be kidding me.
A little spice, a little sweet.
I got a little kicking back.
Yeah.
There's so much, like, dimensions. Like, it starts sweet, and then you're eating it, and it's savory. Then the back, you get a little spice.
So, and that's pretty much all of everything that you would get here, except for stuff that's not supposed to be spicy, like mac and cheese, potato salad.
But it's not like hot spice. It's just like a little just a little touch of love.
That's kind of my MO, man. I love all of my dishes. I try to have sweet, heat. You know, I wanted to have a little sweet, a little spice, and then texture. So that's the reason I leave those stems. You see, you get that little. It's a textural contrast.
It is, and it's not like it's like, oh, I'm eating the stem. It's like You're just almost like eating asparagus.
Exactly. And my thing is with the vinegar and everything in there, the stems are almost pickled. You know what I'm saying? It almost pickles the stems during the cooking process. So
Oh, yeah.
I like them.
Like, this is a good bite right here. Like, I don't think people realize what they're gonna be able to cook this month.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna change their lives. Like, this is like, you know, everybody sees stuff, brisket, ribs, sausage, chicken, whatever.
Yep.
This is like raw, and it's different, and it's good.
It's good, man. Y'all cook it. Cook it. Come on the page. Let us know what y'all think about it. Go on Barbecue Distro. Let them know. Come on, Smoke-A-Holics. Let me know what you think about it. If you like the recipe, if you love it.